Hello everyone, my name is Fahad and I am a student in UTM Chemical and Energy Engineering Department. I am a member of Group 4 and my group fellows chose me as a group leader. We are Group 4 and we chose uh, the report or and to make a video presentation on a topic called traditional games of Malaysia. First thing I wish to here that I'm extremely impressed with this culture of Malaysia as they have a traditional games, traditional ways, traditional weddings, traditional old and traditional things which they have preserved from their elders, from their ancestors, and which is very impressive for me. We are Group 4 and we have 5 members in this group. I am Fahad Mir, and as per the list which is being shown here, all the members will present about their chosen game in this video. The game which I chose already is called as Gully. Gully is the game in which there are small marbles which are coming in different colors and different shapes. The shape is round, but inside the shape there are different colors with different shapes. Gully is a game which is very popular all over the world. This game is called in my country. This game is called Kanche. The Kanche is the game, or the Gully is a game which has been played by the different group of people. The basic idea between the basic rule of the game is, let's say, let me give an example to express my explanation. The example is if we have two boys or girls who wish to play this game, they have to they have to have their own gullies in their hands. Let's say A is having 10 marbles and B is having 10 marbles. So they will play the game and they'll enjoy. But in the end, the one who is having more marbles will be declared as a winner. So to crack this methodology, they have different games and they have different patterns to play this game. The gully basically there are several names given in these different languages, but Gully I chose because I personally like this game and I played this game a lot. If you see the main objective, as I expressed before, the main objective of this game is to play or to play in such a way that the opponent should have more, you can say, the gullies. Let's say if I'm going to play with one of my class fellow or with one of my group fellow, and I have 20 gullies, this class fellow or the group fellow is having 20 gullies. The one who is having a maximum gullies in the end is declared as a winner. So they call it like it is the main objective. So playing field basically as is like playing field could be different. It could be 10 feet, it could be 5 feet, it could be as depends as per the decision between the teams. But overall, the starting is called as a lag. Lag means the you have to start the game in such a way that there should be equality. So slowly, I'll express how to play this game. Um, okay, uh, so history. Basically, the gully is basically the history like is how the people play the game. But nowadays, because of this latest technologies, we also have a lot of you can say different ways to play this. But this game is also known as Kelly Ring. One of the game involves a circle, and they have the small ditch, and they have a small. There are different types of games they play, but here the main theme basically is like they call it ringer. In ringer, what they have to do, they have a small hole. They make a small hole and they stand bit back so that they can see the hole. They knock the balls together and they throw it in such a way that the nearest guy, the guy whose gully, whose marble ball will reach nearest to that ditch is a winner, and then further games will be played. So how to play? Like we have four students or four boys are playing this game, so they will make a small, you can say, a ditch in the sand, and they stand in a single line. They knock the marble balls together, and they try to throw in such a way that um, this gully should reach nearest to the hole. The one who will have a nearest gully near the hole, this is the boy who starts the turns, and then he will play the rest of games, and he can hit from his gully to other gullies, and he will win all of them. So the main theme is to put the ball nearest to the hole. As I told you before, there are several ways to play this game. I will play this. Or I will explain this all with pictures. It will be more convenient for me to explain this. So yeah, this is the game which is my personal favorite actually. When I was kid, I was playing this game a lot. So basic idea is to make this one the main circle, and this circle is called as the circumference of the game. So how to play this? The main circumference of the game is, so there are two. Let's suppose there are two students. Uh, there are two boys who are playing this game, or two players. So each of them will give 10 gullies and 10 gullies, so total together 20. These 20 gullies will be spent or thrown inside this. The initial idea is to arrange them in a singular line and then go back. Both of the players will try to strike the the balls with the finger. As you can see, this player is trying to knock he trying to knock the gully from this way to this way. And what is the target? When he will knock this one, this gully should go outside this circle or in this direction even. If this gully will go outside, and let's say it's here, so this one he wins this one. So if you wish to take all of them, if you need uh, all of them, he should strike in such a way. Let's say next turn he will do this one, and if he strike with this one, this gully should go outside the circle. So the circle is a type of a boundary which they prepared for themselves. The gullies out the circle belongs to them. So that's the game. This is the next game. If you see, the kids are playing because the age of the kids are lesser than adult human. That's why they created this small circle so that. So if you know the what is the target, this boy is having a gully in his hand and he's trying to hit this one. You know what is the aim for this boy to do? His aim is to hit this gully, and this gully should go outside the circle. And if the gully will go outside the circle, definitely he will win. And you can see that why he is not happy because he is worried. Obviously, this gully belongs to him, and if this boy will take all the gullies, all the marble balls, he will go home empty-handed. So that's why he's not happy. If you see here, this is also a type of strategy to play this game. In this strategy or in this game, the basic idea is to strike the ball, the marble ball, with any of the above, and it should go outside the circle. Now, this is very unique. Honestly speaking, I must say this that this holding of the hand is very unique for me. I have never seen this even in Pakistan. This thing. I wish if I can see someone playing like that. You see, this video is this picture is very remarkable one because this boy thrown already this one, and the picture got clicked. And this gully, which is going in very high speed, this will go here and it strike this one. And as a result, this gully will go out and it will be out of the circle, which we cannot see. Maybe the circle could be here or here, but because this boy He's targeting this gully or this marble ball, and if it goes outside the circle, it means that this belongs to him. So if he can take 10, 11, 12, it's up to him. Now, this is another game. This game is very lovely. Actually, I personally like this game a lot because in this game, you are not supposed to show your ability. Honestly, it's a game in which you have to trust on your luck. How to play this game? Let's suppose this is player number one and this player number two. Player number one is having 20 marbles in his pocket or hand, and this also has 20. So what they will do, let me explain by my hands. So let's say this is player one. What I will do, I will take two gullies in my hand and I will not show to him. And I will ask him, these are even or odd. Even means 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Odd means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So player one holds some gully in his hand and ask the other opponent or the player, how many gullies in my hand? If the other player will say even, and I will open my palm and it's not even, it's odd. So let's say it's three of them I have in my hand. And he said even. It's wrong answer. So he will give me the three marbles. So this way I can win the three marbles. Let's suppose the other guy is having a turn. He will hold some of them in his hand and he will ask his opponent how many pulleys are there in my hand. So other opponent will tell him, okay, you have even or you have odd. Let's say odd. Odd means 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Then he will open his hand and they will count. If there are three, so this guy who is holding, he will give his all marbles to the other guy who guessed right. But if his guess is wrong, he should give back the goalies to the guy who asked. So in this way, they play this game. We call this game as an even and odd game. Okay, it's the second last slide, and then I will finish. As I explained earlier, um, um, this is the game basic idea. What what's your guess? So, um, as you know, I bought this bully from here, and I played this game yesterday with my daughter, and she won. So the last slide is this game is top favorite game. As I told you, let me explain you how to play this game. Suppose it's the lag, the line where we have to start. Player one, player two, player three, and player four. First of all, this belongs to player one. But for example, player two, player three, and this is player four. So all of them will stay in a single line and they start throwing ball, this marble ball. So first one thrown here, very far. The they have to calculate the distance from this ditch. Second one thrown here, not good. Third one thrown here, not good. Fourth one thrown here, which is the nearest one. If you see, this one is the nearest one. And then this is a far, very far, very far. Obviously, the one who is having a near one, he's having an advantage. So this boy, this the one who is having a hand, he is number one. So number one will come and take his guli and try to hit his guli in such a way that this should go to this hole. And once it is done, so this will be his. He won this one. Again, with his own guli, he will put his one finger here and he will try to strike this one, and this one, and that one. So each strike, if he strikes each of them, he will get it. So if you have seen the advantage to being near. So the whole theme is when you start the game, you have to throw the gully in such a way that it should reach nearest. Not okay. Nearest is a different game. If it went inside by mistake, you lose the game. You cannot even attempt. So that was my presentation on gully. My name is Fahad Mir, and I presented you as a group leader for this group so that my other fellows will show you the slides. All of us.
Hello, my name is Zhang Jie. My metric number is PKM 223022. My reporting game is guessing. Guessing is a traditional game popular among Malays, especially among villages in Jilinting and Malacca. Every season after the rice harvest, several villages gather to challenge each other for the ultimate skill test. The villagers believe that the top will bring a harvest. As we see in this picture, guessings can take many different forms and dimensions. Guessings for children often have a diameter of no more than 10 centimeters. According to an article in 2010, it is believed that traders from Middle East brought guessing to the Malay for the first time in 450 AD. Local hardwoods are used to make the majority of guessings. We can make a guessing by follow steps. A woodcooper must first be sawed in order to create a guessing. Then, using specialized equipment, the cooper is spun on a lathe and fashioned into a corn. Then, a spike is inserted at its peg. Once finished, the guessing is tested for balance by floating it in a pool of water. But how to play guessing? At the first step, a cycle is painted on the ground to indicate the conditions under which the top will spin. And at the second step, a player throws the top in the cycle while pulling the string backwards, causing the top to spin. The player retains the top in his hands and clasping the loose end of the spine between his fingers. Thank you very much. That's my report.
Hello everyone, this is Jota speaking. Now I will introduce Woo to you. Woo is a popular game and sport in Malaysia, especially in Kelantan state on the east coast. There are a lot of types of Woo. This one is the most popular, Woo Berlin. It's shaped like a crescent moon. And Woo Cuisine, we also call it cat cake. And Woo Jalabadi, it's so elegant, like a woman. This is Woo Capel, we call it Woo shape cake. Woo Berlin is a symbol of the traditional Malaysian culture, so we can find it anywhere in the city, such as the corn, and it's also the logo of the Malaysia airline, and the entrance of the Cathedral Walk. You can see this building is design inspiration is from the Woo Berlin too. There are 4 steps to make a Woo. First one is choose the materials, especially the bamboo. The second step is while away the unwanted beads. The third way is make the frill according to the type of the Woo. And the fourth step is join the pattern, and it can make the Woo looks very unique. There are also some modern display of the wool. These two picture is exhibition in the Jobu. It's the first kid illusion and illusion theme museum. It combines the traditional wool culture with the modern techniques. And this three picture is a large-scale art installation created by the young artists. We can say it's international, modern, contemporary, but we can also find some traditional elements in it, so that wool culture is inherited and developed in Malaysia. Thank you.
Hello everyone, today I want to share a Malaysian traditional game with you. It's called the Chungka. I will introduce this game from 4 parts: introduction, game purpose, how to play, and how to continue. Chungka is an indoor 2-player sport game which is popular in Malaysia and Singapore. There are 14 small houses called the house, and 2 larger houses called the star house, and a low wooden boat. Before the game starts, the houses are filled with 7 chungka shells, and the star house are left empty. What we need is chungka pot and 49 marbles or shells or sheets. How to play. Before the game starts, the house are filled with 7 chungka shells, and the star house are left empty. Each player or team takes turns scooping up all shells from one of the house on their side, then continue distributing one shell into the next house in a clockwise direction. A player or team drops a shell into their star house when passing it, but does not deposit any into the opponent's star house. So how to continue? If the last shell drops into the player or team's own star house, they may screw up all shells from any of the opponent's house and drop them into their own star house before ending the turn. If the last shell drops into a house containing shells, the player or team scoops up all shells in that house and continue distributing them. If the last shell drops into the player or team's empty house, they may collect all the shells in the opponent's house directly open side and dispose them into their own star house along with the same last shell. If the last shell drops into an empty house belonging to the opponent, the player or team ends their turn. It's now the opponent's turn to distribute the shells. The game ends when all shells have been distributed into the house. The player or team with the highest numbers of shells in their star house wins. So that's all about the chungka.
Catapult became popular in the 1870s and 1890s. Catapult is a cold weapon or game tool. It's generally composed of ball frame, rubber band, and a leather bag. It is generally made of branches of trees in the shape of Y. The upper 2 ends are tied with rubber bands, and the middle part of the rubber band is tied with a piece of leather covering the projectile. How to make it? We need to prepare 3 parts. First, Y-shaped frame. It's made of wooden or air. Rubber bands, 2 rubber bands such as bicycle tire valves, cords, and cut them into two sections of the seam. Go to the shoes repair place to buy a piece of leather or use the waste leather shoes to cut one. Finally, assemble them in one part. And how to play? Put a bowl lid, such as small stone, in the leather bag. One hand holds the Y-shaped frame bar, while the other hand firmly holds the bag. Pull the rubber rope backwards and aim at the target. Release the leather bag. It's very enjoyable. And how to maintain it? Ordinary rubber products should be stored in a cool, dry, and clean place free of acid and corrosion, and should be protected from sunset and moisture. Place them in a dry and clean ambient to avoid humidity and contamination.